A 2023 Deloitte study showed that full 77% of professionals have experienced burnout in their current job. And a report by Business Solver found that over 55% of CEOs have also faced significant health challenges, specifically mental health challenges, over the past year. These are high-functioning, accomplished professionals, just like you, who have tried almost everything: yoga, therapy, career changes, resilience training, and still they feel like they're running on fumes. So if you feel stuck in a career that on paper looks successful but feels soul draining to you, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you why this happens, why nothing seems to stick, and how to start finding your way back to the version of you that feels fully aligned and fully alive. So let me ask you this. Have you ever looked around a boardroom or a performance review and thought to yourself, how did I get here? Not because you don't belong, because you no longer recognize the person you've become, just trying to survive your everyday workday. See, your job may have energized you at one time. Now you're performing a role, one that keeps you stuck in status, in income, and obligation. Or even when you've tried to fix it, like going to therapy or sabbaticals or a vacation or an extended vacation or a completely total job switch, it still feels like things aren't working the way you want it to. Something still feels off. You wake up with dread in the morning because you don't want to go to work, and you still feel kind of empty inside, like something just doesn't match. That persistent sense of dissatisfaction and disconnection, that's your nervous system trying to share important information with you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy. I'm an executive wellness coach, a resilience coach, a founder of Executive Exhale, and I also am the creator of the Exhale Method. And the Exhale Method is a 6-pillar framework designed to help high-powered, high-performing leaders just like you to restore their nervous system, find balance, reclaim their clarity, and lead from a place of deep alignment. In this video today, we're going to unpack why you feel stuck even when you're doing everything right, share one powerful science and somatic-based practice with you today to get you started, and walk you through a simple process using a core element of my process, of my method, that helps you to get unstuck without blowing up your whole life. So most of us in leadership are taught to perform, right? We're here to make shit happen, not to feel or to emote, but to just get stuff done. We are rewarded for pushing through, right? We get promotions, we get the choice jobs, we get the choice opportunities and projects. And we do this by making it happen and never needing help, or at least that's the perception we give the world outside. We may have grown up, if you're from a background like I am, you may have grown up in an environment where your value came from what you achieved. So the love you attained in your home life was conditional on how well you performed. So this tendency that you learned as a child to perform to achieve acceptance and love then overrides inner signals that probably feels normal to you, even now in the job where you're doing the exact same thing you may have done for love and attention when you were a kid. But now as an adult, you're doing the work, you've grown this career, this real life career, and you're looking at yourself in the mirror every morning and exhaustedly thinking, why can't I sleep? And you find yourself procrastinating over simple things. And you're second guessing yourself constantly, and imposter comes into play. So your system is completely overloaded. When your nervous system is dysregulated, we lose access to the very things that leadership requires of us. Things like clear thinking, things like strategic decision making, things like empathy, things like creativity, things like presence. These are not just mindset issues. They are psychological consequences of chronic misalignment in your life and in your career. This is exactly why I created the Exhale Method. It's a science and somatic-based set of practices under these 6 pillars that are basically the acronym of Exhale. And it's an approach to enhance your executive resilience and integrates emotional, physical, and strategic alignment. One of the most important pillars, and the one that my clients often struggle with the most, and it's the thing that I struggled with as well as an executive, was the notion of alignment and boundaries, which is the A of Exhale. When what you're doing no longer matches who you are or what you deeply value, because we change and shift and grow as we grow older, you burn out faster and your productivity tanks. In other words, you burn out faster than any productivity hack can fix. Being in alignment is all about reclaiming who you are, and boundaries is how you protect and reestablish the realignment of who you are. So let me try to coach you for one step today. It's simple, but I promise you it's not small. I want you to get a pad and paper. Pause the video so you can go do that. Now that you have your pad of paper and your pen, I want you to reflect and I want you to answer this question. Write down, or rather the statement, write down 3 moments in your life or in your professional life, you just want to keep it to your career, when you felt most alive, most in alignment, most in flow with your career. Not what was most rewarded, not what was most impressive, not what you won an award for, but when you felt the most alive, like the most, wow, this really feels great. I love doing this. Most yourself. So now that you have those 3 moments in your life, I want you to ask yourself for each one of these moments, what were you doing? Who were you with? What values were present in that moment? For example, for me, I value connection. And I have been so burned out that I've really struggled with connection because I've kind of needed space to heal, right? But I love human connection. It's why I became a health practitioner 30 years ago. And so for me, my job as an executive, I had me sort of in a position where I was lacking personal connection with the end client that I was serving. So at the federal level, we were putting together big programs, really important things, but I was missing that connection with the client or that care at the end, that more direct client interaction. So for me, coaching was a natural progression because coaching allows me to work with clients one-on-one or in groups, in person, virtually, that allows me to have a connection with a human being and have conversation with a human being to help them improve their lives. When I was a nurse, it was about healing them or helping them get their healthiest self leaving a hospital setting. Now, as a coach, as an executive wellness coach, it's about getting the best out of your life and helping you achieve your greatest potential that aligns with who you really are. And I enjoy that. So for me, when I was burned out, I was no longer in alignment with the role that I was doing of pushing papers and policy. Some people love doing that, but I did not align with that anymore. I needed more human connection and I needed more direct impact. And so for me, the right fit was to shift careers entirely. But you do not need to blow up your life, right? So what I want you to do is really think about those top 3 moments in your career. And if I go back in my career, I can think of moments even as an executive or even as before I became an executive as a leader in the public health domain and emergency management. I can think of moments where I felt the most in alignment with what I was doing, where I felt alive and where I was having fun, where I really felt like this is joyful. This is something that really, this rings my bell. I really love this. This reflection is to first signal to your system that you need to start realigning. Burnout isn't just about exhaustion. Exhaustion is a result of burnout. What it is it's the cost of pretending for too long. So here's what I want you to hear if you're feeling stuck right now. You are not broken. You're living out of alignment. And your nervous system is fed up with pretending. The good news is you can begin without walking away from everything because you've built something real and you can continue to maintain that. If you want clarity on where to focus first in your life as to what might need to change, even in the career that you're in, I'm going to encourage you to take a look at the Leadership Energy and Stress Resilience Score link that I have down below in the show notes. Because this is a short self-assessment that I've created that reveals the zone of stress specifically, that you're currently in. And it gives you some immediate insight as to why this is important or the impacts of that and what some next steps might be in resolving or resetting your system. So you can start to take action immediately. You don't have to wait for a coach to do that. That said, though, grab the link below, see where you rate. Are you in the critical, moderate, or in the resilient leadership zone? And depending on where you are, I might have some suggestions on where you can go next. This is your moment to listen to your body because your body keeps score and your body never lies. It's telling you, if you're willing to be quiet and pay attention, the tightness in the chest, the abdominal issues, the headaches, the sore neck, all of it is telling you something. So if you're willing to listen to your core body and your heart, which is where your intention and your values sit and your emotional memories sit, and if you listen to what it's been trying to tell you for months, maybe even years, then you can start to make changes. And this time, don't override it. Don't veto your body with your mind and your fear. That's it for today, folks. If you got anything out of today's video, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe because it does help get this content out to other leaders just like you who might need some resources, some tools to support them in their leadership journey. In the meantime, until the next time, folks, stay grounded, stay inspired, And remember to exhale.